Hello friends, today we discuss about how to improve speed reading. Always use a pen and pencil or finger to track words as you read. While reading, ask questions about the materials, think who, what, when, where, why and how. Practice silent reading by trying to avoid hearing individual words in your mind as you read. And read 3 times in every day in one paragraph or one page in editorial. Please like, comment and subscribe my channel. Read with me in slow way, then speed is increased slowly. In the coming weeks, a 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court of India is stalled to hear arguments over critical questions governing the contours of a money bill. The court's ultimate ruling will have ramifications on a slew of legislations that has been enacted in recent years without the Rajya Sabha's approval. At stake, too, in the case are the future of India's federal structure and architecture and the various delicate balance on which the Constitution's divisions of power rest. The reference to the 7-judge bench emanated out of a verdict rendered in November 2019 in Rosen Metro vs South Indian Bank Limited, in which the Finance Act 2017 was under challenge. The act, which was passed after its certification as a money bill, radically altered the authority and the jurisdiction of 26 different tribunals. It abolished some of these bodies, merged together others, prescribed qualifications for appointments of members, and imposed various other stipulations, including conditions of service. Then this paragraph study 2 times in speed way. In the coming weeks, a 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court of India is stalled to hear arguments over critical questions governing the contours of a money bill. The court's ultimate ruling will have ramifications on a slew of legislations that has been enacted in recent years without the Rajya Sabha's approval. At stake too in the case are the future of India's federal architectures and the various delicate balances on which the Constitution's divisions of power rest. The reference to the 7-judge bench emanated out of a verdict rendered in November 2019 in Rosen Metro vs South Indian Bank Limited, in which the Finance Act 2017 was under challenge. The act, which was passed after its certification as a money bill, radically altered the authority and jurisdictions of 26 different tribunals. It abolished some of these bodies, merged together others, prescribed qualifications for appointments of members, and imposed various other stipulations, including conditions of service. Next time, read more first. Third time. In the coming weeks, a 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court of India is stalled to hear arguments over critical questions governing the contours of a money bill. The court's ultimate ruling will have ramifications on a slew of legislations that has been enacted in recent years without the Rajya Sabha approvals. At stake too in the case are the future of India's federal architecture and the various delicate balances on which the Constitution's divisions of power rest. the reference to the 7-judge bench emanated out of a verdict rendered in November 2019 in Rosen Metro vs South India Bank Limited, in which the Finance Act 2017 was under challenge. The act, which was passed after its certification as a bill money, radically altered the authority and jurisdiction of 26 different tribunals. It abolished some of these bodies, merged together other prescribed qualifications for appointments of members, and imposed various other stipulations, including conditions of services. Articles and definitions. In Rosen Metro, the petitions argued that these changes were far too extensive to meet the criteria required of a money bill. Under this India's constitutional structure, for a bill to turn into law, it must obtain the sanctions of both houses of parliament. The only exceptions, which is contained in Article 2109, allowed money bill to be enacted as laws with only the Lok Sabha approval. The Rajya Sabha may have recommendation on the money bill, but any suggestions from it would not bind the Lok Sabha in any way. Article 110 clause 1, which defines a money bill, creates a deeming fictions. It details a list of subjects, including impositions or abolitions of a tax, the regulations of borrowing of money, and appropriations of cash out of Consolidation Fund of India, and any matter incidental to the specified subjects, so long as draft law contained only provisions dealing with all or any of the matters enlisted in the clause, it would be deemed a money bill. Article 110 clause 3 further makes it clear that the speakers of the Lok Sabha shall have the final say in determining whether a proposed legislation is a money bill or not. Then 2 times more with this paragraph. Articles and definition in reasons in second time more speech. We give more speech. In Rosen Metro, the petition argued that these changes were far too extensive to meet the criteria required of the money bills. Under Indian constitution structure, for a bill to turn into law, it must obtain the sanctions of both House of Parliament. The only exceptions, which is contained in Article 109, allows money bill to be contained as law with only the Lok Sabha approvals. The Rajya Sabha may make recommendations on the bill, but any suggestions from it would not binding the Lok Sabha in any way. Article 110 clause 1, which defines a money bill, creates a deeming fictions. It details a list of subjects, including impositions or abolitions of a tax, the regulations of the borrowing of money, the proportionate of cash out of Consolidated Fund of India, any matters incidental to the specified of subjects, so long as a draft law contained only provisions dealing with all or any of the matters enlisted in the clause, it would be deemed a money bill. Article 110 Clause 3 further makes it clear that the Speaker and of Lok Sabha shall have the final say in determining whether a proposed legislation in a money bill or not. And last time we read this paragraph in speed way. Articles and definition in Rosen Metro. The petitions argued that these changes were far too extensive to meet the criteria required of a money bill. Under Indian constitutional structure, for a bill to turn into law, it must obtain the sanctions of both houses of parliament. The only exceptions, which is contained in Article 109, allows money bill to be enacted as law with only the Lok Sabha's approvals. The Rajya Sabha may not may make recommendation on the bill, but any suggestions from it would not bind the Lok Sabha in any way. Article 110 clause 1, which defines a money bill, creates a deeming factions. It details a list of subjects including the impositions or abolition of tax, the regulations of the borrowing of money, the appropriations of cash out of the consolidated fund of India, and any matters incidental to the specified subjects, so long as a draft law contained only provisions dealing with all or any of the matters entitled in the clause, it would be deemed a money bill. Article 110 clause 3 further makes it clear that the Speaker of Lok Sabha shall have the final say in determining whether proposed legislation is a money bill or not. Now, in 3 times we study in 3 times these paragraphs, then our mind consider about this matter. Criteria questions giving certain money bill. Each related to money bill related paragraph. Each most important part is Roger Metro vs South India Bank Limited case related case Finance Act 2017. The act passed after its certification as a money bill. Altered the authority of the jurisdiction 26 different tribunals. It abolished some of the bodies merged together others prescribed qualifications for appointments of members and imposed various stipulations including condition of services. This paragraph relates to money bill, and most important articles mentioned here: Article 109, Article 110 clause 1 and Article 110 clause 3. Article 109 said only Lok Sabha approval only Lok Sabha is the give approval in money bill, and next 110 clause 1